horseshoes on. Oh, Mississippi, you got your horseshoes on. Arkansas, you got your horseshoes on. Oh, what about Alabama? You got your horseshoes on. Georgia, you got your horseshoes on. You got your horseshoes on. Oh, you got your horseshoes on. You got your horseshoes.
WKSH 97.7 Heat. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody having a great day out there and, enjoying your, it's a little rainy out there, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We need rain out there. Need everything else. We need rain also. So don't be surprised because of the rain. Just take it in stride. Don't be surprised because of the rain. Just take it in stride. But you know what? I'm on today because I wanted to make sure that we talk about, tomorrow is the last day for early voting. So I want to make sure that everybody get out and vote. Everybody get out tomorrow. If you're not sure if you're going to be in town, not sure where you're going to be at or where you at tomorrow, or if you get busy or whatever doing March the 23rd, you can early vote. I think it's closed now. Yeah, 6:59, so it's closed now. But tomorrow it will be open again. And tomorrow is the last day for early voting. So make sure you get there and you make sure you vote. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm Johnny B, man, from 97.7 Heat. It is what it is. We support Henry Whitehorn, and we pushing this to the max. And you can call 318-779-0459, and you can talk about, or if you want to give your suggestions or whatever, because a lot of my listeners talk a lot and they want to say, point blank, we need to make sure that we're getting out and voting. We make sure that this particular time, and I've been more than happy to announce that early voting has been up for us. A lot of people have been going out to vote. We need more and more people to go out and vote. Make sure you go into the Hamilton Library. You can vote down in it downtown at the regular where you go vote at, early vote at. But make sure that you get there. Make sure you got the proper things to vote. And if you don't vote tomorrow, which is the last day for early voting, you can also vote March the 23rd. Make sure you got everything intact. Everything is straight, because we don't need no surprises. We don't need to know nothing about no more of this, what they call the election, fraudulent elections or fraudulent votes that were counted, or we don't want any of that. Trump started stuff, but we ain't gonna worry about it. We gonna make sure we get down there and vote and do the necessary things we need to do to get the people to get Mr. Henry Whitehorn in office this particular time. Okay, so we're pushing for this, man. So I hope everybody get out and vote tomorrow. If you're gonna early vote, tomorrow is the last day for early voting. So make sure you get out there and vote. Like I said, 318-779-0459 here at 97.7 Heat. We're doing our little drive for an hour to push early voting and make sure everybody get out and vote, because that's so important right now. So make sure that you're getting out there and you're doing the right thing, because it is important that we go vote. You might not know, there's so many things changing in Louisiana, not just Shreveport, in Louisiana itself, about a lot of things that are happening for us with the law, the different laws that are being placed. You know, like, for instance, like 18-year-old kids can carry concealed weapons now without a permit. So they can have a gun on them. You don't even know they got a gun on them, because it's not requiring them to have a permit or to show or to reveal that gun, unless they get stopped by an officer. They got to say, hey, you know, I got a gun on deck. So, but other than that, 18 years old to me that's too young to be carrying a concealed weapon or carrying a handgun. And there's no limit on the magazines, on the gun neither. So, and I have people calling in saying that, you know, they've been able to carry guns. No, they ain't been able to carry guns. They've been able to have a rifle or a shotgun, 18 or under, for his hunting or doing something like that, but not a handgun itself, not a handgun. That's the difference. If they were always able to carry a gun at 18, why would they have to pass this law? You gotta ask yourself questions. Why would they have to pass a law that at 18 years old that now you can carry a concealed weapon or you can carry a gun without a permit? But it's crazy, but it is what it is. And then on top of that, our brothers and sisters that are in prison right now, they passed a bill that they will have to serve 85% of their time, and juveniles would have to serve 50% of their time. So they did the right thing by putting Steve Prater on that parole board. They did the right thing. He did the right thing, because he gonna make sure they ain't gonna get out. He gonna make sure your child, because they make a mistake, that they're not gonna get a second chance right off top. They're gonna have to serve their time and sit down and whatever. But that's the things that we're talking about, man, that people are passing laws and doing things, man, that are what they call make America great again. When America was great in the sense for us. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So we have always struggled and made it through the grace of God. That's how we made it through. It never was that you were for us or that you were trying to help us. It's always been that you've been against us. But God has always opened doors and have always showed his love and his mercy toward his people. And I'm just asking us now as what we should do. What we should do is respect one another. Have respect for life. A lot of times, man, I'm looking at a lot of these kids doing a lot of senseless killings and doing things that's out the box. It's because they have no respect for life. We got to get our kids and find out what it is that we're missing these days to get them back to where they need to be. I don't care how we do it, but we got to find a way, man. I'm telling y'all, man, we got to find a way. And right now, it just seems like they have no respect for life. And that's not the way it should go. We need to find out the root problem, the root cause to why our kids feeling this way. And I know a lot of us say internet, music, TV is showing our kids so much, and they're growing up and learning from these elements. But to be honest with you, they are learning from the elements, but it should be some kind of discipline. It should be some kind of accountability at home for the parents to help raise their kids. Stop being your kids' friend and be their parent. Check their rooms, check their drawers and their drawers in their cars and stuff. If you letting them have all this stuff, check them. My mom and dad checked us when we were young. They didn't just let us roll and just do what we want to do. I didn't have a room. It was my mom and dad room, but I lived in the room. If they wanted to come in my drawers and check inside my drawers and check, I ain't have phones back then, but a lot of you need to check your kids' phones. You need to check their devices and see what they're into, because A kid gonna hide things. They gonna hide things. We hid things. I mean, when we used to try to go smoke or get a little drink or something when we were younger and stuff and try to hide it from our parents. Kids are no different these days. They're the same. They're doing the same exact things. But for some reason, we think we don't have to check them. Oh, they good. We put them in timeout and put them in the corner. So now you got all the timeout babies coming out. That started happening about 10 to 20 years ago where you put a kid in timeout or something like that. Man, there wasn't no timeout for us. We got a whooping. If we did wrong and the parents told you different things that you shouldn't do, and if they told you a number of times or one or two times and you still didn't want to do what they asked you to do, guess what you did? You got a whooping. You got it. That's what it is. Not now I'm gonna take your phone or I'm gonna take your car. I'm gonna do this or do that. No, bro. They wanted to show you what you actually was gonna get, and you received it. These days, we're leaving it up to our kids, the people in the street to teach our kids, the cops to pull our kids over, or the juvenile system or the prison system to teach our kids. That's the wrong way. That is the wrong way. So big brothers, big sisters, aunts and aunties, grandparents, parents, we need to get back to it, man. Cousins, friends, we need to get back to telling each other the truth, making sure we're being straight up with each other. And that's just showing caring. That's just showing that we care for one another. But if you got a system that's designing to come against you, we need to have all the knowledge that we possibly can to make sure that we're looking at what's happening around us, man. I don't understand how we're not looking at this. And everybody just moving around as is, no problem and stuff, but they steady changing laws, put things in place just for you. And do you understand from third grade, they started developing and started understanding how many jails that they have to build based on a third grader? From the third grade, they determine how many prisons they have to build from a child from the third grade. So let me ask you something. Are you thinking that's in white schools or that's in black schools? So that's the question. It's all over, man. It's crazy, and a lot of things are going on that we have to be straight up about, and we got to stop running from it because we're running from the truth in order to save ourselves, to keep the nice houses, the nice cars, the nice things, and we're not being responsible enough to take care of our own people, to tell our own people, well, some of the people don't want to listen. Well, tell the ones that want to listen. Just don't stop telling them. Still take care of them. Still understand the poor will be with us always. The elderly people will be with us always. All these people we're supposed to take care of. But I know I'm jumping off the voting thing and stuff like that, but we got to learn how to get back to loving one another. I remember back in the day when my grandfather had all these little different gardens around the community and the country, and when they harvest, the whole community receives stuff. I mean, if Miss Shepherd, if Miss Shepherd had a garden, if Cutting Baby Lee had a garden, if all these different people, Cutting Boosie and all them, man, all my cousins, I know they got crazy names, but I'm just saying, if all them harvest their garden, everybody shared the fat. Everybody received something. If one of the kids act up and before he made it home, he had multiple whoopings or he got scoring multiple times. And now these days, a kid can do something and we'll turn around and say, that ain't my kid. Until something happened drastically to your kid or to your family, then you want to direct it toward that. But until then, you really don't care. That's not the way we are supposed to do things, people. We're supposed to care about each other. You see a brother down, help a brother, tell a brother. If you see him doing something wrong, try to tell him right. Don't let him continue on in his wrong. But to me, it's just like today that we want to stay out the way. I hear that all the time, man. I'm out here, I'm just trying to stay out the way. You're just trying to stay out the way of what? What are you involved in where you got to stay out the way? Oh, man, I'm just trying to stay out the way. That's just a saying. Look, man, I'm trying to get in the way of telling people the truth, loving people, giving love back to people, sharing knowledge and understanding to people. You know, it's a such thing as good trouble. And I want to be in good trouble for helping, for telling people the right things. But anyway, I want to get back to Henry Whitehorn. He is the most qualified person for the job. And we pray that we can get him in office and so he can help bring down crime and help the youth. because that's one thing I see on one of his campaigns. He talk about helping the youth, and for his crime and different things that's going on, he want to help the youth. So that's one thing I can jump on that I really recommend and I like, that he want to even work with other agencies for his bringing down crime. I see he's talking about that, improving it. There's a lot of things that he has the ability, and also he would have the ability, and he also has the talent to do whatever it is that he want to do, because he's been in all the law enforcements, even with Obama, President Obama. But I just want y'all to know, man, this is important, that we need to get out and vote. We need to voice our opinion. We need to understand and let them know that because you feel privileged don't mean that you're supposed to just overturn a whole race, or that you're supposed to just get the position because you feel privileged. No, it don't work that way. We have a voting thing in place to where we all cast our votes, and whatever we say, whatever the citizens say, should go. And that's just the way it should go. And I understand that people don't really want to, start any trouble around here, or whatever you want to call it, but the truth is the truth, and we need to start bringing the truth up front, and we need to hold our people accountable that are in office. We need to keep them accountable. We need to make them understand. When you say you running for something and you give us your agenda and you say you're going to do what you're going to do it. Don't get our vote and then all of a sudden we see no changes. We see nothing in our communities change. We see nothing in our lives that where you being in office benefit us. We got to do things better than this. We got to make sure that we holding them accountable. Not do we only hold them accountable, but we are also saying to them, I'm watching, I'm looking. My expectation of you doing what you say you're going to do, I'm waiting on it. I want you to do it. We have the council down in Shreveport Council, man. I mean, we got the majority. But the thing that bothers me the most is that you can come down here and you can pave from 70th Street all the way down past Walmart, where they have Chick-fil-A and the new Starbucks and the Walmart and the other store, the new grocery store over there. All that's paved, not paved, but it's blacktop. But when you come back on the other side of 70th Street, going from 70 all the way to Milam Street, you about to tear your cars up to go down there. So what is that telling me? You trying to tell me that's the same highway? I know it's a state highway. So how do we bypass that area and just say we just gonna fix this area? But we're not. So we need to talk to the guy that fixed that part, or whoever, whatever state representative or whoever got that approved, or whatever council member or whatever commissioner got that approved. We need to make sure that we can get Hearn from Hearn area, not Mansfield Road, but the Hearn end. We need to get that fixed. We even have a black hospital, not a black hospital, but we even have Willis Knight Hospital over there, and the ambulance about to tear they vehicles up just to get down there to the hospital. I mean, we got schools down that area. We got Warner Park. We got Queensboro. We got schools on that main strip. We have different businesses on that main strip. And how in the world do we fix one part, two parts, and don't fix our part? Because if you notice, from Milam Street on from Milam Street on to North Market area, you have blacktop. It's blacktop. Some of it is, and some of it's not. But I'm just saying, how do we bypass all of this? And when you get in the black community, you don't fix the roads. How does that happen? And then you can get on another thing. You can get on Greenwood Road. From a certain point of Greenwood Road, you can ride from Greenwood Road all the way to Pines Road. I'm just figuring these things out to say, hey man, look, what do our commissioners, what do our council members need to do to give us better roads? And I ain't just saying better roads. I'm talking about the main roads. We talking about Jewella. We talking about Hearn. We talking about Hollywood. We talking about 70th Street on our end. We talking about all these major streets on our end that's been tore up for years. How do we get that done? Everybody want to talk about voting and talking about putting people in office, but we need to talk about what are they doing when they get in office too. That's something we need to discuss. And if we're not holding them accountable to us, and you're running in our churches and running in our organizations and our businesses and stuff like that, and you're not doing the job, some need to be done about that. And I'm tired of y'all sitting around and just saying, okay, they ain't gonna do nothing. If enough of us get together and we go down and we complain enough at the council members, at the council meetings, and at the commissioner meetings and all these, if we go down there and we complain enough, things will get done. But I mean, until then, they saying we accepting it because we quiet and we're not crying about it. But we cry about it to each other, but we don't cry about it openly. And that's all I can say about that, man. It's just we need to understand where we at. We're not bringing any demands. We're not asking for anything. We keep complaining, but we're not putting anything together to make it happen. We pushing like crazy to get Henry Whitehorn in office as sheriff. Are we gonna hold him accountable to do the job, just like we should hold the police chief accountable, just like we should hold the fire chief accountable? We should hold the mayor accountable for our areas. I see him running around the community now putting signs to move cars and the way the property look and all that kind of stuff. But you ain't did no infrastructure work. You ain't did no infrastructure work over here for us improving it. The streets are horrible in these communities, and you steady putting sticking signs so you can make money on you got to move that old van out the yard, or you got to move this out the yard. I agree. Property standards should go around to a lot of these properties and look at them and find them if they're not taking care of their properties. But you also need to get on the landlords, because of a lot of people renting houses around here, and you letting them rent slum houses and ran down houses, and they rent them out, and they're not fixing the houses or taking care of the houses. And I know some people move in houses and they tear them up. They need to be held accountable too. So it's both ways. It flips both ways. It goes both ways. So all I'm saying is that when we vote, let's make our vote really count. Our vote only will count. See, it's just like praying. When you pray, you should get off your knees and you got to move forward in doing things, because if faith without works is dead. So if you pray and you don't move and you don't do anything, guess what happens? Nothing. But if you vote, and when you vote and you cast your vote, if you go down there and hold them accountable for your vote, saying my vote count. So by me voting, I asked you and you said that you was going to do this, and it's not being done. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So in the same token, we need to make sure that the people are accountable for our vote. If we're not making them accountable for our vote, it's time out for us. They asking for our vote and we getting it to them, but yet it's still they're not accountable. You don't think something wrong with that? It's something wrong with that, y'all. So let's make sure we get out and vote tomorrow. Tomorrow is our last day for early voting. Let's make sure we get out there and we vote Henry Whitehorn in office, and let it be a landslide this time, not some kind of, just 1 or 2 votes or he's struggling to do it. Now we need to make sure that even the way they designed this, we could have had an early election and voted for sheriff, but no, they wanted to wait to the primaries to do it. So to me, that's by design, because they know most of the people gonna come out for the primary. But with that all being said and done, it doesn't matter. We have the numbers here in Shreveport to put anybody in office that we want to put in office. We do. We got the numbers. 70% of people did not vote the last election. 70% of people did not go out and vote. So now we shouldn't have that problem, because everybody see what the outcomes are when we miss voting. You should be able to see it now, because look at all the Supreme Court judges that are overturning everything. Because they're Republicans. They're in office. I'm just being honest. They're Republicans, and they vote the Republican way. So we missed out on that. Look at our governor. Our governor, he's selected to take away summer school feeding, to feed the crawfish. I mean, to give money to the crawfish farmers. So you're gonna take money from kids eating in the summertime, when they have problems even eating during school, and some kids wait to go to school and eat. I'm just being honest with y'all, man. Y'all, you might not want the truth. I'm just saying the truth. But you're gonna take away summer school feeding program and you're gonna give it to the crawfish farmers. I'm just saying. I'm asking the question. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear all this stuff, and it's all right that you don't want to hear it. But all I can do is just speak the truth, put the truth out there. Hopefully, people will hear the truth, because the truth is so important right now, because we're going through some serious stuff right now, and people may act like they don't care or may act like it don't bother them. It bothers me when I see a kid over here in Ingleside starving, or Lakeside or Moortown starving, and they don't have the money to go get things to eat. That bothers me. It might not bother you because you might be sitting in your plushed house with your Mercedes or your Jag or whatever, and it doesn't bother you. But it bothers me when I see kids struggle like that. And a lot of times, you're right. I know a lot of you saying, but they getting this and they getting that. That is true. That is so true. But guess what? A lot of them are not getting anything. And the things they are doing around here, in order to be, or in order to eat, or in order to do whatever they're doing, what they have to do is so sad. Because a lot of you're not in the communities to where you see it. I'm in the communities where I see it. And it hurts me to see kids not having. And I will go slap broke if I see a kid that need. And a lot of you would too. A lot of you would too. And I know you would. So all I'm saying to you is, we got to do better in our community as well. And we need to get out and vote and make sure that the things that we say that we want done and see the difference in our communities, we got to get out and vote for that. It ain't going to just change. Believe me, it's not going to just change. It's not. And if you think it's going to change, you're going to be really, really sad when you see it. Because I'm going to be honest with you, and I know a lot of you probably wouldn't. I know a lot of y'all rolling with Trump this year. And you ain't got to hide it. I know a lot of you are. But the thing about it, to me, how in the world can America elect a sitting president that did an insurrection? Not only did he do that, he has so many indictments against him right now. But he going to be fair to us? He going to be fair to the American people? And he already told you when he first get in office, he's going to be a dictator. He said for the first 2 days, he want to be a dictator. So you just throwing the Constitution out the window. You throwing all that out the window for you, because of what you want. And he ain't just fooling some of us black people. He fooling the white people too, because they think he's really for them, and he's really for his powerful friends. That's what he really is for. But a lot of us run around, Trump was in office, he did the greatest thing, man, and he did this and did it. No, he lowered the tax standards. He lowered the taxes. And so in order for you can fall into a higher tax bracket. But a lot of y'all don't even know that. Not only did he do that, you're going to look and see to where he talks about bringing jobs back to America, but you getting suits and ties made over in the foreign countries. So why you ain't start with you? Why you ain't start with you bringing the jobs back? Why it's got to be somebody else like GM or big companies like they got to bring them back? You didn't even start as president. You making money as a president doing it. So I'm just saying, man, don't be fooled by the rhetoric, because that's all it is. It's just a bunch of noise. And if you continue to bite into it, you're going to have problems. I'm telling you already. And I know, like I said, I got friends that say they for Trump. That's them. They can do whatever they want to do. I'm not. That's not something I'm going to do. So with that being said, I'm just saying, man, we need to get together. We need to make this happen. Whatever it is that we need to do to make Henry Whitehorn victorious in this, we need to get out and vote. And that's my take on it. I'm Johnny B from 97.7. I hope y'all continue to exercise your right in what you do. Continue to exercise. No matter what happens, exercise your right. We need you to exercise your right in what you're doing, because it's so important that we don't stop doing what we're doing. Because, man, I'm telling you, look at what's going on now. Look at what's going on now. You can ask Stephen Jackson, or you can ask any of the lawmakers down there, just baffled, just pretty much rubbing their head like, what's going on? How is all this happening? You know what? I'm going to say this, but I want y'all to think about this. Cattle is finna close some of the inner city schools. I got the names of the schools, but I'm not sure about all of them. So I'm not going to even put them out there, but I want you to go to your school board meetings, and I need you to talk to the school board superintendent and see what schools are they planning on closing, because your kids going to have to do something different. They're going to either have to be bused or something, because they're not building new schools in the inner city. Listen what I'm saying. They're not building new schools in the inner city, but they are building schools in Boulder. I've seen a school in Boulder. They built a new Parkway school. They built all these new schools, but they're not in the city. They're not inner city schools. If somebody can name one school they done built in the inner city, call me, 318-779-0459. I want you to call me and tell me one new school they built inside the city limits that where you can close a school. So where all these kids going? What school are all these kids going to? What's going to happen to all these kids that are inner city kids? They gonna bus them to all the other schools or something? Or what's going to happen? We need to know what's going on. We need to make sure that they can tell us what the plan is. And we don't need to wait till the new year comes around to tell us the plan. We need to know the plan now. And that's what I'm trying to tell you as parents. Stop letting things just happen. We're letting things happen. Your kids, they're hanging with the wrong crowd. They're doing different things. And we're not participating in our kids' life enough. And a lot of you say, well, I work. I can't really. You better learn how to be there. Because my mom and dad, my mom worked 2 jobs. She was a beautician and she worked with Caddo Community Action Center. My dad worked with GE. And they found time to make sure that we were where we needed to be, doing what we're supposed to do. And they helped make us responsible for one another. So whatever your plan is and whatever your excuse is, you need to stop your excuse and you need to check your kids and make sure they're doing the right things, because it's going to get rough out here. Your kid can go to jail and have to serve 85% of that time. It's no good time, hardly no more. It's almost like the Fed time. Your kid can be a first-time offender and have to serve major time in prison now. Not even saying, oh, Lord, he just immature and made a bad mistake or he did this. No, he got to stay in jail a while now. And a lot of people don't even understand that's happening. And the setup is when you let an 18-year-old carry a concealed weapon with no permit, oh, yeah, you got to go get registered for the gun. You got to get checked out for the gun. But a lot of people that can actually pass that are not actually showing that they're crazy, or they're not actually showing that they're irresponsible until they get the gun. And then when they get the gun, guess what? Then you figure out, and then, like I said, it's just so many different variables that's happening. Then you're talking about another sheriff coming in and telling me he's going to do stop and frisk. If he do stop and frisk with most black guys around here, and you got a concealed weapon, or you got a weapon now that you don't even have to have a permit for, come on, man. I hate to think about what's going to happen, because all they got to say is they fear for their life. And if they fear for their life, guess what? They can shoot you. So it's a lot of things going on in this city and in this state that we got to pay more attention to. And we got in the country, period. We got to make sure that we're paying attention to this. And I know a lot of y'all, you don't want to hear it. You're comfortable in your comfort zone where you're at now until it hit home. And then when it hit home, then it's a big problem. It's a major problem when it hit home. Because now you're going to have to either abide by what they're saying or you fall under that subjection of them. And when that happens, it's rough. It's going to be rough on all of us if we do this. So let's keep a positive mind on this election. Let's make sure we get out and vote. Henry Whitehorn, we're pushing him, 97.7, we're pushing for him to be victorious at the end of this, to where we don't have to continue to go through fighting for a sheriff. We should have been had a sheriff. One vote should have mattered. And for them to say one vote didn't matter, I wonder if the shoes was on the other foot, on the other feet. What you think would happen? You think they would have overturned the election for Henry Whitehorn? Do you think so? Do you think they would have gave John Nicholson the race for having one vote over? It's just a question. I mean, do you think we'd have even go to the Supreme Court to make the decision, or the Second Circuit courts? Do you think we would have had to go that far to make a difference, to make a change? Hey, this is 97.7 The Heat. I'm Johnny B. I just wanted to put it out there. Henry Whitehorn, tomorrow is the last day for early voting. So for you that are planning some on the 23rd, or if you don't even have a plan, but if you're just free and you can stop by and vote early, go vote early. It's a good thing if you can. If you want to wait till March the 23rd and vote, fine. Wait till March 23rd and vote. But you can make a decision quicker than later if you want to. I've really been thinking about going in early voting myself because you just get it out the way. I mean, it's out the way, and you done did your civic duty, you done did your job, and you done voted. And why wait till March the 23rd if that's the case? And I just want to put that on your mind. Why wait? If you can vote early now, and you got the free time on Saturday, and you're moving around, and you just got your license and the necessary things that you need, go early vote. That's all you got to do. It's just that simple. But if you choose to do what I'm saying you're doing for is waiting, okay, wait. But all I'm saying to you, make sure you take someone with you. Make sure you find out who's not voting, who should be voting, who's supposed to be out there. We're supposed to be taking care of each other. So let's make sure we do what we need to do, people. This is 97.7 The Heat. I'm Johnny B. I done ran off enough. So, like I said, anybody had any questions or anything, you can call 318-779-0459. And hopefully we can answer your question, or we can be there for you, or whatever it is that you may need. But anything that you may have going on, if you call the station, and we can do a public service announcement, because we are a nonprofit station. We work on donations and stuff like that. So if you have any questions or anything you want to say, you can. Hold on one second. WKSH 97.7, how can I help you?
Good evening, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I am fabulous. I am doing wonderful. My name is Marilyn Jackson. I called on last Saturday on my way to early vote.
I remember that.
Yes, and I did get an opportunity to take two people with me. I did go. I'm a stylist.
Okay.
And I went to the nursing home.
Oh, okay.
And I did some. My sister-in-law was here, and we were talking about it. And she wanted to know. She said, "Well, wonder if I can vote. I'm registered." I said, "Well, my goodness." Well, my God, my goodness. So it's there. I just need to know how I can get this out. I mean, do they do an absentee voting, or what? How does that happen? I mean,
it is normally absentee voting. I don't know when. You know what? I'm gonna have that information for you tomorrow, because we'll find out. And if anybody listening know that information about absentee voting, let me know, because like you say, it's a lot of people that may be in nursing homes or maybe bedridden or anything like that want to vote, that can't vote, that can't get up and go to a precinct or something like that. But we'll find out. I'll find out tomorrow. You call me tomorrow, and I'll be on early, because like I said, early voting is the last day. Early voting tomorrow, and we'll find out. We'll find out exactly how that works. If I have to call Ken myself, I'll call him and ask him how is that working? Because we got people in the nursing homes and stuff like that want to vote. They register to vote, but they just can't go vote.
Can't go vote. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So please, I would definitely call on tomorrow. Do I need to call early or late, or?
I'm in here. I'll probably be in here about 11 o'clock, and I'll be rolling from 11 to probably about 5 or 6. If I can, I'm gonna roll as long just to help promote. I think I'm supposed to do a couple of live remotes tomorrow, but I'm not sure at a couple of places that's actually taking people to vote. So if I don't, just call Lee your number here, and I'll call you back, and I'll give y'all that information. Okay.
I certainly will, sir, and I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
I'm definitely happy to know that we are as one can be one.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's get together and make this happen, and I'm in it to win it.
That's it. Let's make it happen, and I appreciate all the work that you have done throughout the weeks, getting people in there to vote and just talking about it. I appreciate that.
My pleasure.
All right. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
97.7 The Heat. That's what it is, man. We got to stick together and we got to make these things happen because a lot of stuff, man, we don't know. We need to find out. 97.7, how can I help you? I guess that's a call back. .7 The Heat. Like I said, man, that's what we need to do. We need to find out all the little special stuff that we can do for people, you know, that may be bedridden or that can't go out and vote. Can they absentee vote? What can they do to vote? Because they really want to vote. Like Ms. Watch was saying, you know, she was at the nursing home doing some hair, and a lady said, I want to vote. I'm registered to vote. I want to vote, but how do I go by doing it? Because it ain't like I can get up and move around and go. So how can I get out there to vote? We need someone to call in and let us know what we need to do. And I'm gonna find out tonight before it's over with. I'm gonna find out exactly how can they vote, even though they may be bedridden or they. And I know it's absentee voting. I know that's what it is, but I don't know. Is it still going on now? Can they absentee vote now? What are the criteria for absentee voting? Do they have to have someone that's a family member or someone around to sign that they can vouch for them and turn their ballot in? Or I don't know what it is they need to do, but we'll find out what it is and how they need to go by doing it also. Like I said, 97.7 The Heat. I'm Johnny B. We're working hard to make sure we can get Mr. Henry Whitehorn. I'm going to call him Sheriff Whitehorn because he won already. They just took it away from him. And but he has already won the race twice. And with them counting the votes over and over 2 times, he already won twice. But for some reason, you know, the people that I feel like they are privileged people want to take it away and say, hey, look, no, we don't want him. We want this person. That's the reason why we need to go in full force and let them know, look, we cast our vote. We told you who we wanted. And for some reason, you denied us. But you won't deny us this time. Because, you know, what God has for whoever he has for him. And you can try to take it away 1,000,000 times. But guess what? God said, I did that. I got it. I got his back. We supposed to have his back too. So let's make sure we getting out and voting. Because like I said, when you pray, you get up off your knees and you put action toward prayer. If you put no action towards your prayer, then you just prayed. The same way with voting. When we go and cast our vote, we cast our word. We cast what we believe, what we say should happen. We're doing that. So in that being said, we still have to go out and we still have to do the job of making sure they're doing their job and making sure that the promises they gave to the people when they were running, that they are what it is. And that's what we have to do. The same format has to go down. I have faith in you. That's the reason why I voted in you. And that's the reason why I'm voting in Henry Whitehorn. I have faith in him that he'll do the proper things as a sheriff, that he'll help our young kids. Not only we just throw them in jail, but for the ones that may have made bad decisions or may need to be just, you know, spanked on the head and say, look, son, you made a mistake. I'm giving you a second chance or whatever. That's better than the sheriff we had. He want to lock everybody up, throw the key away and just let you stay in prison so they can make money. That's all that's about. I hope we can get a sheriff in that can look after our young men and women and say, and then I ain't just saying black. I'm saying white and black or whoever, that he can look after our kids and say, hey, look, you know, this kid deserves a chance. This kid here he's a menace to society. He need to be locked up. You know, it is what it is on some things, y'all. And I just pray that Sheriff Whitehorn can do the job and do it well and keep us in his mind, keep us as a servant, as being a servant and serving the people. That's what I pray that happens. Like I said, 97.7, a lot of our listeners really are adamant about us being vocal in the community. And a lot of them are being vocal in the community through 97.7. And they really voice their opinion well on the radio. Like I said, you don't have to be a scholar. You don't have to be a doctor, have a doctor's degree, a master's degree, or a bachelor's degree. You can have a high school diploma. You ain't got to have a high school diploma. Whatever it is, if you can voice your opinion and give your ideal of whatever it is that you feel that should be done, do it. Here at 97.7, it's not about being so political correct in your wording and what you. Hey man, if you can just put a little sentence together and just tell us what you mean, what you're trying to say, we'll catch it. Don't worry about it. We ain't judging no one on 97.7. We just want you to participate. As long as you participate, we know we're sticking together. But when you're not participating and you're not saying anything, hey, I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what's going on with you. So here at 97.7 The Heat, I just pray that we all can come together in this community, in this city as a whole, and understand that everybody should have equal rights. It should be, it should be for everybody. It shouldn't just be for one group of people. It should be for everybody. We should strive to make sure that happens. And it just so happened my community is more in need than other communities are. Our communities are more in need than the other communities. The other communities are being taken care of. But if you drive around Moortown, Ingleside, Allendale, Lakeside, City Grove, Stony Hill, Cherokee Park, you drive around these communities and you see just a lot of plight, like a desolate place, like dilapidated houses, that there are no investments going back, that no buildings or nothing is being put back. That's when I have a problem. But I can drive Uri Drive, Ellaby Road, north to Shreveport, south to Shreveport, west to Shreveport. I mean, I can drive on the outskirts and you just see growth. You just see stuff just springing up. But right here in our inner city, you see more tie shops, liquor stores, corner stores that's not offering them high gas prices. I mean, you see all this. I was asking the guy over in what that is, Queensbury area. This guy got his gas $3.30-something. And I was asking, man, how in the world are you getting away with charging this community $3.30-something for gas when I can go right down the street on Jewella, not even Jewella high too, but I can go right down the street north to Shreveport where I live at, and gas is $2.79 or $2.59. Just now probably jumped up to $3, but you're already charging the community $3.50-something for a gallon of gas. So I'm just asking, and I know a lot of people say, well, man, these people buying bulk. You don't act like you're talking to a fool. You're not talking to a fool. I know all the Iranians around here, they group together and they buy gas and they buy different things together. So why their prices are so high, much higher than in my community where I live at? Because they're price gouging in our communities. And you might not want to really realize that, but they're price gouging in our communities. Because they can't go out, or because they can't drive, or because they in walking distance, they accept it. They accept it and we buy it all the time. I done bought from the corner stores before. But what I'm saying is our dollar demand is in demand. And if we demand more for our dollar and more respect for our dollar and turn it down and just say, no, we don't want it, then guess what they're going to do? They're going to change their prices. They're going to change it because they can't survive without our dollars. They can't survive without our money. But we're so naive to think that we need them more than they need us. They need us because with them being in the store and having all that high price stuff in the store, if you don't buy it, guess what's going to happen? They can't sell it. So what they going to do? They're going to drop the prices. They're going to do the necessary things that need to be done to respect your dollar. That's all I'm saying. Make them respect your dollar no matter where it's at. A lot of us don't even understand. They talking about raising our water bills up higher. And I think it's 10 to 20% that they talking about raising our water bills up higher. The mayor, and guess what? The council member approved it. They approved raising your water bill, your sewage and water bill up. And we just had a hike not too long ago in raising our water bill or our sewage in our trash collection. They just raised it up. If you look at your bill, there's so much stuff on your bill right now until I can't understand how they approved that, because you got You got senior citizens, man, that is on a fixed income that can't afford. They can't afford certain things. So how are they getting help? How are you? In other words, what I'm saying, how are we compensating our elderly or the people that don't have it to do it? How are we compensating them? I'm asking the question, how are we compensating them when they're on a fixed income? Hold on. 97.7, how can I help you?
I mean, you are on point. You are on point. Do you know about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was going to work and there was a line wrapped around this building called the Hair, I believe it's the Hair Galleria or Hair Empire,
Mm-hmm.
a brand new hair store over in Shreve City in the same parking lot of the Walmart.
Right, I
They
understand what
were
you're saying.
wrapped around the building, and those Iranians only letting 2 people in at a time to get in a hair store. So I'm trying to figure out how is they standing in line to get this hair, but we still coming up short on the voting. I'm not understanding, but they were standing outside. Because I was like, when I got to work, I'm like, why everybody standing outside? I'm being nosy. What's going on? I'm trying to see what's going on.
Right.
And they was going in the hair store. You hear me? The
Yeah.
hair store. They standing outside and they letting them in 2 at a time.
Wow.
And they were still standing in the line for that. But we coming up starting with the vote. And like you say, I just left off the LB Road out there on the LB Road. And I don't see no Dollar Mania, no Hair Empire, nothing out there on the LB Road. Nothing but upper scale restaurants
Right.
and nice grocery stores,
Right.
nice dinner offices and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's all what's going on out there. But you don't see no tie shop.
Mm-mm.
You do not see no hair store out there on the LB Road at all.
No. The gas is cheaper.
Point.
The gas is cheaper.
Gas cheap and everything. Because I said, Lord, I didn't even know they had no car wash out there. I'm going to start going to that car wash out there.
They got a car wash out there.
Work better than the one on the Pines Road.
Hey, people think I'm making this up, and a lot of people know the truth. They know the truth.
No, trust me, you are not making it up. I'm telling you, I just left, and I'm on the way home. Listen to you, I said, golly, this man sure ain't lying.
Hey,
I thought about that, and then when they sent out a poll that that we coming up short on the black voters, I'm like, really? And they standing out in line to get some hair?
Maybe we need to sell some. Maybe we need to have some hair at the voting thing, at the voting polls. Maybe we get more of them there. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Y'all get a free bundle where you never know what might happen. Y'all get a free wig. I'm set up in that line too.
You know what?
I'm a registered voter though. I'm a vote, but I still
right.
set up in the line to get a free wig. That's what I'm just saying.
It's just amazing. It's just amazing how we're so tricked into stuff, and we don't even understand that that doesn't even matter, man. They don't even understand that stuff. Don't even matter. But hey, that's what they into. That's what they want to do. But like I said, once again, we need to make sure we taking somebody with us to vote every time. Everybody to go with them. If you go, you need to take somebody with you. That's how important it is.
Please take somebody. And I just wish our people in our community, I just wish we would start learning how to love one another and work together and not be jealous of one another.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, ain't nobody blood pressure high but the black mamas.
That's it.
Only thing we doing on Saturday seem like to me what black people is doing is going to repass and buying blood pressure medicine.
That's it.
Because that's all we do on the weekend is eating some chicken and going to a repass because we taking our young boys and girls out.
Yeah.
And I wish we would just learn how to love one another and all that because, that's not a good feeling on Fridays.
No.
We got to go to a wake and then get up on Saturday and spend all our Saturday at a funeral.
Right.
Like I'm just.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that because that's what I've been talking about is that we don't understand how this is being set up, and we keep saying, hey man, what we need to do. What we need to do. What we need to do. We need to come. We got to figure something out. because this ain't supposed to be happening like this. The respect for life is just way too low for us in our black communities, and we need to do something about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we can do, but I know one thing. I'm willing to help because, I lost my son back in 2016, and Lord knows, I, don't wish that on no mother to get a phone call like
No.
that because it ain't a good feeling. And let me
Mm-mm.
tell you, my son been dead over, 7 or 8 years, and that's a feeling, that feeling there just, that don't go away. That just
No.
spot there in your heart,
No,
It
no.
don't go away. You just learn how to deal with it, but it don't go away.
No, it's never gonna go away like that. I
So
mean,
I just wish we can learn how to love one another and, just love one another and help one another because we
right,
all struggling and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And we
right.
all got a problem, but we need to learn how to work together and do what we're supposed to do,
That's it.
because
Come together.
it's tight on everybody. Them eggs high for everybody.
Hey, that's what I'm trying to tell them. They running around doing all this other stuff, man. You better get in there and vote and make sure your vote is counting because I ain't playing. The Republicans ain't playing with us, and
Oh
and
no,
we keep they keep
oh
trying to throw it
no,
on Biden. Biden doing this, Biden doing that. Hey, man, you better understand. Biden in the same position Obama was in. He couldn't hardly pass nothing. He couldn't hardly do anything because they fighting against him so hard until when he did his address. Man, he was pretty much just snitching, just saying, "Hey, man, look, this is what's really going on in Congress. This is really what's going on in our government right now," because
yeah,
he can't do anything. What can he do?
nothing. We just got to get on and voting, and keep praying
That's
and
it.
be sincere about that prayer.
That's it.
The time out for some playing, you
And
believe that?
be sincere and get up and do something after you
Yep.
get through praying. Well, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much as always. I'll be praying for you, because I know that's a hard thing to lose your son, and because I lost my mom, and I mean it's hard every day, but we trust God. He makes no mistakes, right?
He makes no mistake.
He makes no mistakes.
Mistake.
Well, bad as we want to
No
think it is, but God makes no mistakes. I know that for a fact.
No mistake.
Well, I appreciate.
Okay, well, you have a good night and just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a wonderful job, and
Thank
I just
you.
love the music because I like that old school. I can't keep up with that new school too much because they talk too fast for me.
Well, thank
If
you.
I had no medicine like that, I'd have got a little bit older.
I know that's right. I have to listen slow, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can understand and
I'm
kind
trying to
of
tell you.
meditate on.
I'm in
All
music,
right,
and
well, you have a good night.
you do the same. Thank you.
Okay.
WKSH 97.7. I appreciate everybody for calling in and tuning in. Miss Young, what's going on? I see you on the Facebook tuning in. Thank you for all your comments and stuff like that. We're in some horrible times right now. We are. And but I trust God on everything. It ain't nothing I don't trust him on. And no matter what happens, what the outcome of things, it still doesn't matter because I trust him. And I know if he allow it, he got a solution for it. So that's just how I think about things. But I think that we allow things more than anything because when we don't go and vote or when we don't take the necessary being accountable for what we're doing and what we don't do, we have to be accountable. We look for everybody else to be accountable. We look for teachers to be accountable, police to be accountable. Why not the parents? Why the parents are not accountable? Why people are not putting more emphasis on parents and stuff like that being more accountable? Your uncles and your aunties and your everybody, they should be accountable. WKSH 97.7, I can help you.
Yes, sir. I'm down with everything y'all talking about. Y'all ran over the head, but God said He'll prepare a table for in the presence of our enemies. The table's prepared. We just gotta go eat.
That's
We
it.
ain't hungry, man. You gotta get out there and eat. All that talking gotta come to an end.
That's it, man. That's it.
Go eat, brother. It's food there.
It's there.
God ain't gonna come to feed you. You gotta do this for yourself.
That's it, man. I tell people all the time, man. I done said it so many times on the radio today. When you pray and you get up and you move and you do something. That's showing your faith. That's showing what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? And if you just praying and you ain't doing in the body, you ain't. It's just words.
Yep, I agree.
Faith without works is dead. So you got to get up and do it. So the same thing with voting and the different things I'm talking about. When you vote, you hold the people accountable. You may have to go down there and say, hey, look, man, you said you wasn't fix these streets. Man, you said you was going to help this community. It's not happening. You got to voice your opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I agree.
So, man, I appreciate you always calling in, man. Like I said, and being a faithful listener on top of that, man. I appreciate that.
Oh, no problem, brother. I like what you're saying, and we got that old Republican Mike White as the House guy. He's selling us out here.
Oh, man, don't even talk. You know what, man? I tend to forget about him because he ain't make he I don't know nothing he doing. I mean, you know, I mean, I'm just saying, man. I mean, I forget it. What his name? Mike Johnson or something? What his name?
Well, he ain't scapegoat. Everybody got to have a scapegoat.
I know it got to be something because, man, I'm sitting up in a lot. I mean, everybody was just, oh, our homeboy, he this, he that. And I'm like, man, look, bro. Okay, we're going to let it roll.
All right, brother. Have a good
You do the same, man. Keep tuning in, baby. .7 The Heat. Man, I appreciate everybody for calling in and just talking, man. Let me know. Man, I feel, you know what, man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I feel so good when people talk back, man. I feel so good. It makes me feel like we're doing something that no other radio station is doing here in the Arklatex, man. Because whether people know it or not, we do podcasts, we on the internet, and we Facebook Live every time we do this. And it's important that our people, even outside the city that lived in Shreveport, may have moved to other cities, understand what's going on in their hometown. That's how I just feel. I feel it's a global thing. 97.7, we global. We're not just in Shreveport. We all over the world. Even some of our military people can listen over where they're stationed at out overseas and different things like that. They can hear. At one time I had over 60,000 listeners online. I had over 60,000 listeners that was listening overseas. Most of them was overseas that were listening, that was stationed overseas. You can go to 977DAHEAT.com and you can pick us up also internet, and you can pick us up on your phones. Just type in 977DAHEAT.com. So anytime 977theheat.com, and you can pick us up all over the world. You can be driving down your car, and when we fade out, wherever we fade out at, unapologetic, just pick up on 977DAHEAT.com, theheat.com, 977theheat.com, and you can pick us up. And so you have no excuse to saying, well, I don't have you. Most of the cars now have it to where you can actually plug your phone up into it, and you can listen to it in your cars. Or most people at home, they got internet at home. All you got to do is just go to 977DAHEAT.com, and you can pick us up on your computer. You can pick us up anywhere. So with that being said, man, anytime you want to give your opinion, it ain't just in Shreveport. When they hear it all over the world. And that's what I want you to know. The world is listening, not just Shreveport. The world is listening to us. The world. Like they say, as the world turns, they listening to you. 977DAHEAT.com. 977DAHEAT.com. You can pick us up. But I guess we done said enough tonight. Early voting is over. Early voting today is over. But tomorrow, because it's 8 o'clock, I think they vote until 6. I hope the same time as tomorrow at 6. So anybody that's looking to early vote, tomorrow is the last day for early voting. So let's make sure. And you know what, man, I'm going to be honest with y'all. The news and all they're going to tell you, you're behind. And it may be a good thing why they saying we're behind, because it may make the last minute people get up and go vote. But I feel that we need to make sure that we're not dependent on none of that. We're dependent on us to get out and vote. I don't want you to look at how many people done voted. Forget that. Go and vote regardless. I don't care how many people they say voted. I don't care how many people they say have not voted. That shouldn't be your motive to go vote. Your motive should be that people died for you to go vote. And it's amazing how voting is still a big issue right now today. And people actually put their lives on the line for us to vote, because at one particular time we couldn't vote. And they did all this for us. We couldn't sit in certain places. We couldn't eat in certain places. And people act like this been like so many years ago. Man, this ain't been too long ago. And in some places now, they still don't want you in there. They still don't want you to do certain things. So don't get it twisted like making America great again ain't about what they're talking about. It is what they're talking about. So don't get it twisted and act like that's not it. No, that's it. But we want to know what you mean by make America great. Don't America supposed to be great already? So why you got to make it great again? I'm trying to ask yourself these questions, man, and understand what they're saying to you. What makes it great for them? Not what makes it great for you, but what makes it great for them. So we need to push the button and say, look, man, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Let's make America great again. So all I can say to you, man, is that, you know, the Republicans have voted Trump back in as their front runner. He's their nominee for running for them. But I'm just baffled at how that can be when this man is insurrection against the government to overthrow the election, the government. Then you turn around and he got all these different charges in different states, and this man's still allowed to run for president. So what that mean? You can be a crook and you can run for president. You can be a person that is not of good integrity and still be a president. You can be a person that goes to the line of the law before jumping over it and breaking it, and you still can be president. So you can have all these bad marks on you, and you still can be the president of the United States. Where they do that at? But he ain't just. I want y'all to understand, he ain't just fooling us. He fooling them too, because they think that he's for them, that he's not for the rich. He for them. No, that's you gonna learn pretty soon. And you that's talking about voting for him, you gonna learn pretty soon too. You'll learn pretty soon too. But here at 97.7, this is the opinion of Johnny Antoine, which is Johnny B, better known as Johnny B. These are my opinions, and these are the things that I feel that should be said and should be done. I'm not trying to start no movement or do anything crazy, but I am saying the truth. I do want to speak the knowledge and give people knowledge, because he said, God says people perish for lack of knowledge. And if you're not getting the knowledge, if everybody afraid to give you knowledge, to spit knowledge to you and let you know what's really going on and the truth about things, then we perish. And are we going to perish or are we going to survive? Our older people survived by gaining knowledge and by having their faith in God and trusting him in all his ways, acknowledging him in all his ways, understanding that he is the head, and that when we go to idol gods and we do different things, that we fall from that. So we have to learn how to stick with our God and understand that he will protect and guide us no matter what. He's been doing it for the longest. So no matter who get in office, no matter what happens, I trust in God. I believe in his ways. I know that he makes no mistakes. I know we make mistakes as people, that we're imperfect people. And being imperfect people, we make mistakes. Thank God that he forgives us and that he gives us the right to move back into place and to get back in place for your forgiveness, of your sin. I thank him for that. But more importantly, I thank him for 97.7, that we can talk to each other, and that we can communicate back with each other, that we can commune with each other, that we can discuss things that we may not agree upon, but we have a certain understanding with each other, that we can agree to disagree, and that we can come together, because there's enough out here for everybody. Some people just want it all, but it's enough for everybody. We don't have to steal, rob, and kill in order to have. We don't have to disrespect each other to have. We don't have to lie and cheat on each other, fall out because of things, because it's enough out here for everybody. But until we learn it's enough out here and that we should respect life and then respect each other and honor each other and keep our mouths off each other, until we do that, we're going to continue to fall. And I want to see us rise above all things. I want to see us become victorious, because we are victorious already. All we have to do is just walk in it. Like the gentleman said, it's already out there. All we got to do is just walk in it. When we start walking in it, you'll see the greatness come out. But until we walk in it and stop being afraid, see, it's different when you're afraid. When you're scared, that means that you just have no certainty. You don't know what could happen. But being afraid is a mindset. Being afraid can hold you back. It can stop you from moving forward, being afraid. But being scared, if the lights go off in here, it may startle me. It may scare me. But guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get up and I'm finna find out why them lights are not on, or where I need to get some lights on in here at. Or do I need to grab my phone and turn my phone light on or something? I'm not going to just stand still and not do anything. That's being afraid. So a lot of us need to stop being afraid. And just uncertainties, I understand. But being afraid and just not doing nothing, do you understand by you not doing anything is still making a decision? Do you understand that? By not voting, you still made a decision. You know what your decision was? Not to do anything. So not to do anything, whatever happens, happens. That's what you're agreeing to. That's what you're agreeing to. And they want us to be afraid and not do anything. We're not going to do that. We're going to vote Henry Whitehorn in on the 23rd, victorious winner with a landslide. Not one vote, not two votes. We're going to make sure we got enough votes to make it happen. And we're going to do it time and time again, because we're going to trust and believe in one another. And we're not going to fear. We're not going to fear vote. What I mean by fear vote, that we're fearing to vote. You know, like when Trump was getting in office the first time and everybody was running out, they're saying we need to go vote because Trump can put us in office, we can put it back into slavery time. And that's fear voting. They're going to take it back. They're going to try to do this. That's voting in fear. I'm not voting in fear. I trust God. I trust him in all his ways. And if he did get in office, and he did try to corrupt and do different things, but guess what? God is over everything. Don't ever forget that. No matter what he allowed man to do, he got you. So always understand God got you, no matter what. It's up to you to make the right decisions. It's up to you to move forward and do whatever it is that you need to move in life. It's up to you. It has no bearing on anyone else but you. So make sure you make the right decisions. You do the right things, okay? And first of all, make sure when you get up in the morning, you meditate, that you meditate and that you pray on things and that you understand what you're doing the rest of the day. Even if you have to write your agenda down, don't just move throughout the day, just moving. You don't know what you're going to do. You don't know. That ain't the way to go through life. Even in the Habakkuk, it said, write your vision down, make it plain. Though it may tarry, that you have something to run off of. Though it may take a while, that you still remember your plan. Not that God forgot your plan, that you will remember your plan and that you understand your plan that you have. That's what that's about. That's not about because God forgets. No, God don't forget. He want to make sure you got your plan down. So that's why I'm telling you to make sure you write your plan down. Make sure you have your plan down every day. Every day. Don't just move around with an idle mind. Understand, this is what I'm going to do this day. This is what I want to accomplish this week. And when you write it down, then you go after what you write down. That's why I say, even though it may tarry a little while, you still go and put the seed in and put it in. It's just like when you wake up in the morning, you don't have a job and you go fill out multiple applications. And when you fill those applications out, you hoping somebody to call you. So if nobody call you that week and you don't put all these applications in, you're going to make the calls back to the people and say, hey, look, I put an application in, or y'all still hiring for the position or whatever. Then the following week happens again. When the following week happens, what you going to do? You already got seeds in the ground. You already got applications you don't put in. You're going to go put some more applications in. You see what I'm saying? That's how they go. So every day you wake up, you should have a plan. Every day you wake up, you should have a plan what you're going to do. Don't just move around this world, no plan, just waking up every day. Even if you have a job, if it's a goal you're trying to do for is opening up a job, opening up a company or you're an artist or you something like that, whatever it is, make sure that you're making sure that you're doing everything in your power to get to your talent, to get to your gift that God has given you. Make sure you're working every day for that. I worked on jobs for years, but I always had a gift for music, a gift for entertainment, a gift for these different things. And God got on me because I got complacent in the job that I was working. He was like, no, man, I'm trying to move you somewhere else. But you so complacent in making this little cheese that you're making and you enjoy yourself, but you forgot about the gift that I gave you. You forgot about what I told you, what I wanted you to do. So people, I done said enough. I done said enough tonight. So let's make sure early voting stops tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day for early voting. So make sure that you get out. If you're making plans to be out of town, if you're making plans to whatever, if you're having a cookout or whatever, you think you're going to be cooking all day and you need to go vote tomorrow. Go vote tomorrow, and that's early voting. And we need to find out, and if anybody can, call the station or whatever, and let me know, are they still doing absentee voting? I need to know about absentee voting because, like I said, you got people that's in nursing homes and different places like that are registered to vote, but they may not can get out and vote. So can they mail a ballot in? What can they do? What can we do? How can they vote in the nursing homes? I mean, look like the nursing home would design something to where all their residents that are registered to vote, that they would have absentee ballots where they can send absentee ballots in or something. Look like the nursing home would do that. Don't look like, to me, that don't seem like that the people in there just should say, okay, I can't move around, but I want to vote. So the nursing home should offer something for them to absentee vote or something. So with that being said, man, what's up, Lee? Lily, you doing all right? Everything is good, man. Everything is great. God is good, and he going to continue to bless us. We just got to continue to walk in his blessings and walk and do things the way we should. That's all should happen. And like I said, I'm Johnny B with 97.7 The Heat. Early voting. Tomorrow is the last day. Is tomorrow. You need to get out and make sure you're voting. I done said enough. I done spoke enough. Henry Whitehorn is the guy for me. And I'm not afraid to say that in 97.7, he's the man. He's the most qualified person. Not only is he the most qualified person, I feel like he would have the kids in mind because he already said he wanted to work with the youth. He want to make sure our youth is not going down with the ship. We need to make sure that they have some in place to help these young people. And if he's looking at it that way, I applaud him on it. He want to bring down crime. He want to do different things. He want to work with different organizations to help bring down crime in our communities and stuff like that. So let's go. You know what? Do anybody know who the mayor voted? Who the mayor pushing? Is he pushing Henry Whitehorn? Is he pushing John Nicholson? Anybody? Call me 318-779-0459. Tell me who he endorsed. I want to know who he endorsed. Do anybody know? I'm just, like I said, 318-779-0459. You can call me and tell me who he endorsed because I don't know who he endorsed. Because I don't think he's been saying too much, has he? Let me see what you said, Lily. I know. I got on kind of late, Lily, so it's all good. But I just want y'all to know, 97.7 The Heat, we play what we want to play and we say what we need to say here. And I hope that everybody is listening, that everybody make the switch. If you got friends and stuff that are not in tune to 97.7, tell them to do this for me. Turn your radio off, turn it back on to 97.7 The Heat. I guarantee you'll love the music and the issues that we have for us, issues that matter. I'm getting a group of guys to come on and talk about health and wellness. My boy Nate, Mr. Curl Man. I mean, Nate, he's a good guy. He's a trainer, and he be in the gym all the time helping young cats as well as older or whoever. Nate is a good guy. If anybody if anybody listening, when you see Nate, tell Nate I said what's up, man. And that dude got some big arms, so he got the right name. So I want to bring some guys in like him, Nate. I want to bring some doctors in to where doctors can explain some of the medicine and some of the side effects and the different things that's going on. I want to bring some real estate people in that can tell you about real estate and tell you about APRs and fixed mortgages and revolving mortgages and talk about cars. I want to bring a lot of stuff in so we can have a whole plethora of people that can just inform us. So, and if you know anybody that can come on the show and that we can talk to, I mean, even mental wellness, I want to make sure we talk about that more importantly too. And just different organizations we want to have on the radio station. So with that being said, 97.7 The Heat, praying that everybody has a great weekend. You know, don't drink and drive. Make sure you get out there and you take care of yourself. And it's raining. And I think it's supposed to rain a little more tonight. So make sure y'all get out there and y'all be safe if you're moving around, okay? Henry Whitehorn. Let's get it said. Henry Whitehorn. We're voting for Henry Whitehorn. The last day is for early voting is tomorrow. So make sure you wake up early. I think they're running it all the way to 6 o'clock. A lot of people that are early voted. So let's make ssure we make this happen, okay? We don't need a one vote thing anymore. We need to make sure we're 67% black in this city, 70% in his state. So let's make it happen, okay? Let's do it. WKSH 97.7 The Heat. I'm your boy Johnny B, and I appreciate everybody tuning in. And I came live because I wanted everybody to know live that we are supporting Henry Whitehorn and that we are pushing for these things to happen. And y'all have a good night too, Lita. And Ms. Young, thank you for staying tuned in all this time. And you have a good, if you know a doctor, you let me know. No, some doctors. You let some doctors, you know some doctors, Ms. Young, get in touch with me. And we'll make sure if they're willing to come on the show and just talk about different drugs and different ailments that people may have and things they can do or whatever, that'd be great because that's what I'm looking at doing. So I got a guy that can come and talk about wellness for his working out, fitness and stuff like that. And I just want us to have more knowledge on what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Be knowledgeable because like God says, people perish for lack of knowledge. We want to make sure on our watch they're not perishing because of lack of knowledge. Okay, WKSH 97.7 The Heat. I'm Johnny B, man. I'm proud of all my Booker T alumni. I'm going to be through. Let me say this. All my Booker T alumni that's listening and those that are listening to pass this on, well, we got the oldest black school in the city, Booker T Washington. And I want everybody that's alumni. You don't even have to be alumni. You can be a friend of Booker T Washington High School. We need to make sure that we're supporting the school, man. I put it out there on Facebook because I'm a part of the board, and I'm just not seeing enough people participate in this school. I'm not seeing our alumni growing. I'm not seeing our alumni become the best that we can be. We all we have. We all we got. And pretty soon, just like they're trying to close down Green Oaks and Fair Park and all these different schools, they're going to come in Booker T because once they see the support factor is not there, what you think they're going to do? And we got a historical landmark because all the voting rights and the civil rights thing was going on, happened right there on Milam Street. So at Little Union and Galilee Baptist Church, and, you know, I'm just being honest with y'all. We need to support the school. I don't care if you went there or not. We got to support the school. This is a historical landmark, Booker T. Washington High School. We know we had Central High School. We were back in the day. We had Valencia back in the day. But we're talking about one of the most historical black high schools, which is Booker T. Washington High School. I'm asking all of the alumni to participate. It's only $20 to be a member. But that membership money don't go to the alumni, it goes to the school. So whatever the school need, whatever students need, whatever the teachers need, whatever the football players or the basketball or the band, or if they need educational things, that money goes toward that. That's not sending alumni in our pocket and we're not doing things to help the school. We accept the money in the school name, not just the alumni name. We accept it in the school name. So everything that we get, every dime we get, everything we do is done for Booker T. Washington High School. Nothing personal is done in giving money. This is strictly for Booker T. Washington High School to help with whatever they need, whether the principal. And when we do things, the principal have to sign off on things. We just can't go do them. The alumni can't just go do it. We have to have permission through the school to do whatever we do. So I'm just trying to encourage you, let you know your money that you give is money to help promote the school, to support the school. It's not money that goes in our pocket. This is not money that just held up in the treasurer for the alumni, for us to have parties or do this or do that. That's not what this is for. We have fundraisers to help raise money and to help give memberships in. That's the reason why we have events. It's because of that. But I need us to participate, because the last time I checked, we have thousands and thousands of Booker T. Washington alumni that are not a part of this alumni. I'm kind of jealous because when Booker T played Huntington at the Independence Bowl, they had so many alumni. Man, Huntington had so many people at that game, and they boost the club, and they alumni is so big, and they support their schools so much. I actually got jealous. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was jealous. Like, man, what? Hey, we the oldest black school, and you know what tripped me out the most? The older people, still give money to Booker T. They still donate money to Booker T. They still donate money to the alumni. They still give money to see the school flourish. They still give money for whatever events. Matter of fact, most of the money that we have has come from stuff like that. From the elderly people still trying to take on the responsibility of taking care of the school. It's us young people. It's us young people ain't did nothing. So I want y'all to know, man, I'm holding everybody accountable, including myself. I done paid mine. And I use the radio station and everything to help promote it and promote the school and promote the alumni. So I'm starting to do my part. I'm just asking y'all, do y'all part. All of us need to do our part. Come on. I pray that y'all do, man, because this school needs the help, okay? We can make this a top school, but the only way we're going to do it is by helping fund the school. So let's make it happen. WKSH 97.7 The Heat. I'm Johnny B. We're going to get back to this music. Thank everybody for tuning in and listening, and I thank everybody for being patient with us talking about the election and all the other things that we talked about. Let's continue to love each other and care for each other at all times. And we're praying for the bereaved families also, those young kids that lost their lives and the ones that are out there just, on demon time. We need to pray that demon out of them, because you ain't on no demon time. The devil ain't give you nothing. He has not given you life. God has given you life. So by that being said, we need to make sure that we get that mindset gone. You know what I mean? WKSH 97.7 The Heat. I'm Johnny B, and I pray that everybody have a good, safe weekend also, okay? WKSH 97.7 The Heat. I'm Johnny B, and we're doing it just like this. It's emergency. Henry Whitehorn, Sheriff.